So if you clicked on today's video, I'm gonna guess your impact looks something along the lines of this. You are scooping, you are flicking, you are casting at the golf ball, and ultimately you're not gonna compress your iron. So I'm gonna show you how you can go from this position to this position by focusing on one simple key so that you can start to hit some of the longest, straightest, and best golf shots of your life. So let's play a very quick game of spot the difference. So here we have the casted scoopy impact position, and then we have one with shaft lean. So what is one of the biggest differences that you can see between these two images? Well, guess what? I'm gonna give you a clue. Look at the trail wrist. The trail wrist has more angle to it when you have shaft lean versus when you are casting, it is flatter to even slightly bowed. Now, let me just run through a couple of definitions quickly. So if we're focusing on this trail wrist, if I just let it hang down, and you do the same with me here, if I was to bow my trail wrist, what would that look like? It would look like this, where essentially I'm bringing my back of my wrist so it points down to the ground. If my arm is hanging down like this, you can see this is a bowed position. Now, extended or cupped is going to be the opposite, which is this way, where you can see my knuckles are now pointing more to the sky, or my palm is pointing more down to the ground. So which one of these two positions is more important when it comes to delivering that crucial piece of shaft lean? Well, guess what? It's having that wrist slightly extended. And this is the real key that so many tour pros are amazing at doing, and amateurs just, they don't know how to work their trail arm and especially their trail wrist. So much so that hundreds of thousands of dollars have been made or put into training aids to help you train this trail wrist. One of the most popular ones right now is the Pro Sender, the Sean Foley training aid, goes on the trail wrist, helps you with that. Amazing training aid. But again, it's all to do with controlling that trail wrist. If you can do that, you're gonna find that your ball striking gets so much better. What we're actually now gonna do is run through the full swing, just so you know how that trail wrist should work. Because if you understand that, everything becomes a lot simpler, a lot easier, a lot clearer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, right, at address, my trail wrist is gonna be 1 out of 10. So it's just gonna be in our nice sort of starting position right there, relatively neutral. Now, 10 out of 10 is gonna be as maxed out as possible. I can't extend that wrist anymore. So we're gonna talk about, okay, how much should it be throughout the swing? Now, just know this is a guide. Some golfers like to set the wrist earlier, other golfers like to be a little bit later. So what should it look like? Well, if I set up to the golf ball here and I start to take the club back, by the time I get to this shaft parallel position here, you will see this wrist will be at about a 3 or a 4 out of 10. So we've started to set the club back in that trail wrist right there. That trail wrist has some, the fancy term is extension. Now, as we continue to the top, we're going to continue to set the back of the trail wrist, set the back of the trail wrist, so that by the time we're at the top, we're in a comfortable sort of 8 out of 10, we'll term it as. And as we do that, just notice some of the other benefits that are going on. Number one, it's helping me get the club face in a great position. And number two, it's helping me take the club back on a relatively neutral plane. As I then start to continue up, you can see again, club face great position, club setting up on a beautiful plane. And at the top, again, club face great position, arms in a great position. It's very much, the term is loaded. And you can see how actually just by focusing on that, it's got my left wrist in a great position as well. Now, here's where most amateurs go wrong. And this is where a lot of our training with the drills later is going to all be about. As they now start down, either A, they don't have enough extension at the top of the backswing in that trail wrist, or B, they have that extension, but then they throw it out. So what we have to do, completely retrain how that trail wrist should work. So as we start down, we are going to see that trail wrist go, if anything, even more into extension, maybe to about 9 or 10 out of 10. So we are really extending that trail wrist as much as we can here. That gets the club on plane, it gets the club face in a good position, and as we continue down to this shaft parallel position, you can still see a hell of a lot of extension in that trail wrist. I would say here it's about a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, so a lot right here. Now here's the thing. If we can get to this good position here, we've got the trail wrist extended, phenomenal. Club face will be taken care of. Shaft will be in a good position. Now all you have to do is release it. So you are gonna release that trail wrist. So the key is actually, look, start at 1 out of 10, get to about 8 out of 10, come down to here, be at about 8 or 7 out of 10, and then you are done. You can just release that bad boy, get a hell of a lot of speed into your swing, compress the ball, you'll have great shaft lean at impact, and by the time we get to this position, we'll go from about an 8 out of 10 here to about, oh, pardon me, about a 3 out of 10 there, 2 out of 10 there. Now, I know a lot of you are gonna ask, Charles, what happens after impact? Well, great question. So let's say we're at about a 3 out of 10 in terms of the angle in the right wrist here. As we start to come through, it will actually start to go into that flexion. So it's not a case of we're necessarily trying to hold it on forever. For some golfers, that might be a great feel, like a Tommy Fleetwood feel. But for a lot of us, we will always see that when we are looking on slow motion, that trail wrist is starting to release. We sort of come through into the follow through, we will be in sort of minus numbers because we'll be going more into flexion on the way through. So essentially it's extension all the way in the backswing, all the way in the downswing to impact, and then afterwards, then we sort of flick it into this bowed position. Again, just like sort of throwing a ball, anything like that, our wrist is going to be back in that extended position until after we've released it, and then that's when we go into that flexion. Left arm behind the back, grip the club with the right arm, 1 out of 10 position with that trail wrist there. Take it back, about a 3 or 4 out of 10 right here. You can see I can start to set the club in the back of the trail wrist. To the top, more like an 8 out of 10 there. As I shift and start down, you can see I'm keeping that angle. If anything, it feels like it's increasing to about my max, to be honest, right here, right there. Now, as I'm in this position here, I feel like I am primed and ready to just push up and release, and that's going to get me into a really nice impact position. So right arm only swings are going to be amazing. Just like this, you can see it's going to give you that sensation of loading the club in the back of the trail wrist, and all the trail wrist is doing is that. That's all it's doing. Such a simple movement. Focus on just doing that. Yep, gradually throughout the swing, a little bit of a down cock there, and then you can release it on the way through. So now let's jump into my favorite drill when it comes to this. And this is called the open palm drill. And this is a hard exercise, but guess what? This has transformed so many of my clients' releases from when they look like this to actually getting them into some awesome positions. Set up to the golf ball normally, just like so. Take your left hand and hold the club again, just like so. Now your trail hand is going to be open. Yes, it's going to be open on the side of the club. So we are not gripping it at all. We are keeping it open. Now, if I shuffle inside here, the aim of this is to feel like as I come back and come through, I'm going to push my arm past my body whilst I maintain some angle in the trail wrist. Now, I know a second ago I said, look, we do release it here. Yes. But remember, the purpose of this exercise is to exaggerate things to help us then kind of find the middle ground when we put our hand back on the club normally. So it's a great over-exaggeration drill. So if I open up the palm here and I go super, super slow, I take it back just to the takeaway position here. You can see I'm starting to load my trail wrist. I then come down into impact. I feel like my hand is sort of, my right hand's pushing onto the grip, getting the handle forwards. You can see I'm turning. This gives me shaft lean, and then I continue to push through. It gives me great width. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then you're just going to do that all in one solid motion. Now, if you do this drill incorrectly, you're going to see that as you come through, you're going to underhand throw it, your palm's going to point up to the sky, and your left hand will come off the club, plus you'll hit it pretty terribly. If you do this right, you'll actually get some really solid contacts. Set up here, then from there, it's just a little shot back and through. And as you can see, if I play that back in slow motion, was able to deliver shaft lean. I can feel what it feels like to have some angle in the back of my trail wrist. And from there, I'm able to extend my hands through on the way through, getting me into a good position. So let's now move on to the second stage, which is chest high to chest high. And it's literally, as I said, it's chest high to chest high, open palm drill. We're trying to feel that same connection. So set the club in the back of the trail wrist as you come down, push that palm through, learn what it feels like to develop shaft lean. So here's what it should look like. As you can see on the way through, got into a nice position. If I play that back in slow motion, you can see some really nice impact conditions there, a good amount of shaft lean. Now, once you've worked through those drills, what I then want you to do is place your hand back on the grip. And here is the biggest key. Keep that grip pressure light. So then from there, let's say you're at stage one, try and recreate those same feelings. Feel that angle in the back of the trail wrist, and then feel that width on the way through. But again, the only way we can do that is if we keep that forearm nice and relaxed. Hence why I keep shaking it out like this. So let's say you're at level one, hands back on, but I feel it super, super light right here. Forearm super light. Let's go level one. and through. So stage 2, I'm going to place my hand back on the grip. I'm then going to keep it super light again there and through. Again, nice and relaxed here. Set the club up on the way back, get into good impact position on the way down. What I want you to do is take what I've done in this video, I want you to try the drills, and I want you to come back and comment what it felt like to you. What was your cue for getting yourself in this nice impact position? The reason I say that is it might help somebody else. Again, I feel the golf swing certain ways, you might feel it completely differently. So by sharing that knowledge, you can help out some fellow golfers yourself. So give it a go. Comment below which one's your favorite. If you need more one-to-one help, I offer online coaching on the Skillist app. But let me hit one last one and let's see if we can finish on a good note.